Hello everyone, this is Ben Dunn, founder of Antarctic Press, a comic book publishing company founded in 1985, creator of such comics as Ninja High School, Marvel Mangaverse, Tomorrow Girl, and a host of other comic books. So I found this kind of interesting, not earth-shattering, but interesting nonetheless. So apparently the term superhero is a trademark, apparently owned jointly by Marvel and DC Comics, respectively. This is kind of interesting because they sort of colluded together to try to own the term superhero. Now, you would think that the term superhero would be sort of like an everyday kind of word people use all the time, but not so. It actually is trademarked. Now, this has come under challenge. There's a London-based comic book artist who asked the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office to cancel several trademarks covering the term superhero. And the person who filed this lawsuit is by the name of Scott Richhold, who owns a company called Super Babies Limited. And he contends that the term superhero is a generic term that is not entitled to trademark protection. According to a copy of the petition provided by Super Babies law firm, Reichman, Jorgensen, Lehman, and Feldberg, now representatives for Marvel and DC, they did not immediately respond to the request for comment. Now, it says here that by challenging these trademarks, we seek to ensure that superheroes remain a source of inspiration for all, rather than a trademark commodity controlled by two corporate giants, the Super Baby attorney Adam Adler said in a statement. Now, apparently Marvel and DC filed the trademark for the terms superhero and superheroes back in 1967. Didn't realize it was that old. That's very interesting. I mean, who would have thought? Now, it goes on to say that Richhold writes comics featuring a term of superhero babies called the Super Babies. According to the petition, DC accused his company of infringement and threatened legal action after applying for a U.S. trademark covering the Super Baby's name. Oh, so that's it, huh? DC made a big stink about the term Super Baby. Now, the comic book giants have cited their marks to oppose dozens of superhero-related trademark applications at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. Okay, well, this is interesting because I did not realize that Marvel and DC would be so litigious in enforcing their trademark. Now, it says here that DC and Marvel claim that no one can use the term superhero or superhero or super hyphen hero or any other version of the term without their permission. The petition said DC and Marvel are wrong. Trademark law does not permit companies to claim ownership over an entire genre. That's a good point, actually. Super Babies also argued that the trademarks are invalid because DC and Marvel cannot own them together. He said, "It is fundamental that a trademark identifies a single source of goods," the petition said. "Competitors cannot jointly own a trademark." Now, does that matter? Well, in a way it does. You know, it actually makes sense. I always thought that the term superhero was sort of a generic to begin with. But if it's struck down, if they actually win this case and the term superhero can be used by anyone, then that's great. That allows anybody to be able to do it without fear of litigation. You know, I think that maybe DC and Marvel are become a little too arrogant in their ownership of the quote-unquote superhero genre. If they're so confident in their characters and in their material that they've created, then what's the fear of letting other people use the term? And by and large, I agree. It's a pretty generic term. Superhero. I mean, it does seem very strange to be able to trademark such a generic term. That'd be almost like me deciding, I'm going to trademark the word ninja. So nobody can use ninja anywhere. Because, I feel like that's the term I can trademark. Or try to trademark the term manga, which was apparently tried and failed. And it just goes to show you that when you try to take ownership of a certain name or word, it can sometimes backfire. Now, we don't know how this is going to play out. It could very well mean that they could lose. If they lose, then anybody can use the word superhero in anywhere. If they win, then they will continue to hold the trademark for the term superhero. So it'll be very interesting to see how this all plays out. I for one, while not earth-shattering or earth-breaking, I think it's just another small victory, in the culture wars that allow the little guy to finally get a chance to be able to play in the sandbox. So tell me what you think. You think it's doesn't really matter, who cares, or yay, little guy hopefully will win in this case. We'll see, how this plays out. Litigation takes months, years, who knows how long this will play out in courts. It just depends on who has the most money, I suppose. So speaking of superheroes, I have one currently, on Indiegogo, the Tomorrow Girl meets Punchline crossover. It's a great throwback to classic team-ups of the past. It's fun, all ages adventure, and it's exclusively on Indiegogo, so check it out. So until next time, this has been Dunn signing off.